Hi there, Colin. Yeah. We're just getting ready to come out of camera. We've got the cameras rolling and doing the recording, and we're just waiting for the applicant and some other people that are going to be presenting to come in.
No problem.
Heather, you'll give me a thumbs up when we're good to go.
So I'm going to start the recording to the cloud. I'll do that.
Yeah.
I'm just going to Gary to let him know we're back.
Well, that's for Heather. That goes with the meeting stuff.
Okay.
We're good. Okay, we are going to go into our back into our regular meeting of council. So Deepak, if you could read the resolution to come out of camera, please.
Resolved that as per section 152(4) of the Municipal Act, Council of the Rural Municipality of St. Clements does now resume sitting a regular meeting.
Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Sutherland, second. Councillor Boulanger. Any discussions? Hearing and seeing none, I'll call the question. All those in favor? Opposed? And that is carried. Okay, I believe that our applicant is not in the building yet. And we are going to be going to number 13.21 on our 13.18 on our agendas. Okay, Heather, do you have people on Zoom who are wanting to listen in on this application?
There was supposed to, but they're not here, so
They're not here?
they haven't. I'll watch for them.
Okay.
Jerry
And you'll-
Marshall's here.
Okay. Oh yes, there's Gary. Okay, so we are now in our regular session, and we are at, as I said, 13.18 on our agendas, which is subdivisions, and we need to have a resolution to enter into the public hearing. So can I please have that resolution?
Resolved the regular meeting be adjourned and the public hearing be open for S 20-2869.
Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Spicer, second. Councillor Horbis. Any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, I'll call the question. All those in favor? Opposed? And that is carried. Okay, Pawan, if you want to walk us through the application, the subdivision application, S 20-2869.
Am I able to share there, Deepak?
Yes, we can see it.
Does that come out clear there? Opening slide there?
Yes.
2869?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. Yes, so the subdivision application for public hearing is located at 785 Ferry Road. This is under subdivision application S 20-2869. The applicant of this application is seeking to subdivide the existing property, which is approximately 9.3 acres, into 8 lots and create a proposed road in the suburban residential zone. The proposed lot sizes will range roughly from 22,000 square feet to 74,000 square feet in that area. The subject property is currently located on the east side of Ferry Road, north of Covell Road. There is currently an empty parcel, and here's the applicant's subdivision application map, in which they're proposing a cul-de-sac with 8 proposed lots that will be fronting onto the cul-de-sac. The property itself is within the development plan designated as settlement center, and there are supporting policies that do support the infill and the growth of these areas. And that includes infill such as subdivision infill. Council may recall that the applicant for this application had previously came in and did 6 lots, which are shown on this plan previously under a different subdivision. And it should be noted that municipal services are a requirement to be extended to the required cul-de-sac. Within the secondary plan, there are large lot infill neighborhood policies that oversight within the secondary plan, which is the East Selkirk secondary plan. With the extension of services into this required yard, it is in compliance with infill policies, which encourage municipal services and wastewater to be extended in the area. Within the zoning bylaw, the minimum lot sizes are 20,000 square feet, and the proposed lots 1 to 8 do meet the minimum lot area requirement. And within the zoning bylaw, the minimum site width is 100 feet. With the exception of lots 1 and 8, which will be 90 feet, all of the other lots will meet the minimum site width requirement, but the applicant will be required variances for lots 1 and 8 in the application. The application was circulated to government agencies and provincial organizations, and generally there were no noted concerns. We did receive comments from the Office of Drinking Water in which they require approval from their department. This is very common to the previous subdivision application that was for the 6 lots that the applicant had previously said. And there were easement requirements for Bell MTS and Hydro. In keeping up with the policies that were in the secondary plan, we did recommend that the applicant address items such as outdoor lighting emissions and encouraging high use of low level lighting. This was also conditioned in the previous subdivision that the applicant did, and we forward that as part of the recommendation to council. It also should be noted that this lot 7 that was from a previous subdivision did have a riparian buffer as part of the requirement, and we also transferred that as a condition for council consideration. And that has been included in condition number 7 in the recommendation section. As the application is generally consistent with the zoning bylaw, the development plan, and the East Selkirk secondary plan, our office recommends approval of the subdivision as proposed. And we have included conditions 1 to 7 for council consideration. Madam Mayor, I believe that if council does consideration, we will read those conditions then.
Yes, that's correct, Colin.
And that is all I have at this point.
Thank you very much for that. Do any members of council have a question for the planner at this point? Can you see if Councilor Borbas has his hand up? No. Okay, no questions to the planner. I see that the applicant is in the audience. Santok, is there anything that you wanted to add to the application this evening?
Not much, just thank council and Madam Mayor to you for bringing this application up, and the concept plan for this was presented during the last subdivision as well, and it's mostly keeping with the same concept plan. There will be a paved road going inside, and the services will be extended. High-speed internet will be there. Hydro services will be provided. Yeah, and that's all.
Okay, thank you for that. I see there is another gentleman that wants to speak. Tim, did you have anything that you wanted to add to the application? I see that you're here for the approval of it, so is there anything that you wanted to say?
No, not specifically, just sitting in and listening to what has to be said.
Okay, thank you for that. And your last name is Lavoie?
Yeah.
Okay, just for the record, so. I'm not sure that there's anybody on Zoom that is wanting to have, to say a few words on this application. Heather, do you have anybody on Zoom that wants to speak?
Unless Gary wanted to add something.
Yeah. Mr. Gary Marshall, is there anything that you want to add at this point in time?
No, I'm good, thank you.
Go ahead, Councilor Belanger.
Just a question to the developer, has there been any requests or asks or people looking for those particular pieces, like interest, I should say?
Any interest in your new lots?
My realtor was telling me that there have been inquiries on those, but not to me directly. So, and I don't even know the names who inquired about that. On the front lots, 3 3 houses are already sold. Fourth one, I have a conditional offer, and I'm expecting maybe the other 2 will go this summer as well. So there is a demand for those.
And
Good.
when
Thank you
would
for
the road
that.
be going in for these other ones?
Pardon me?
When would this new road be going in with the ball?
Sam, Todd, do you know when you'll be putting the road in? I know you have to get your final approval and everything, but will it be shortly after the final approval, or did you want to sell some more of the front lots first?
No, this will be going right after the approval.
Okay.
I have the finance in place and working on the designs as well. For the
Okay,
subsidy.
okay, thank you for that. Pawan, I have a question for you.
Yes, Madam Mayor?
Okay, on the sketch that we have here, kind of almost a little bit closer to the creek, but at the rear of all the proposed lots, there is a kind of a dashed line, and it says limit of subdivision area. So to me, when I first looked at that, it looks like that land between that line and the creek is not part of the lots of the subdivision, but that's not correct, is it?
Not buildable.
Yeah, it's lowland.
You can't build it.
That isn't correct. The lots actually do go to the Cook Creek.
Right,
I believe that says limit of no build area. There is some lowland area there. And it should be noted that, you know, this land is also, within the dead lower designated flood designation areas as well.
right,
So there is some area that would potentially not be recommended for development, but it's still well away from, you know, there's still plenty of room in the area to develop a home.
right, and I,
But that's just basically limit of no build area.
Okay.
I'm not sure why the surveyor included it, probably just to indicate a bank stability there.
right. Well, I know the property quite well because I drive past it just about every day. So I know the property quite well, but I guess the other question is, and I know it's probably in the conditions, but there is going to be a riparian zone along the creek, is there not?
Yes, Madam Mayor, we did carry that condition. This is actually, this lot already has a development agreement with regards to that buffer.
Right,
Because he is proposing eight lots, we carried that through for lots 2 to 7 again, with
Right.
that much of that creek,
yeah,
just to be transferred so that condition continues on.
okay. Any members of council have any further questions? If council is ready to deal with this application and there are no further questions or comments, I will ask Deepak to please read the resolution.
Resolved, public hearing for S20-2869 be closed and regular session of council be reconvened.
Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Spicer, second. Councillor Boulanger, any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, I'll call the question. All those in favor? Opposed, and that is carried. So that was to close the public hearing, and now I'm going to ask Deepak once more to please read the resolution for the subdivision.
Resolved that council approve the said application subject to the following conditions. Applicant owner submits confirmation in writing from the RM of St. Clement stating that the following requirements have been met. Taxes on the lands to be subdivided for the current year and any arrears have been paid. Development levies, the administrative fee, and the administrative fee to be paid as per bylaw 14/2009. C, install and extend sewer and water services to the proposed lots. D, a grading plan be prepared to indicate positive drainage on the proposed property to the satisfaction of the RM of St. Clements and to ensure that the proposed property does not drain onto or impede drainage from neighboring properties. E, an engineer road plan constructed as per municipal servicing standards. And D, provide a digital copy of the plan of subdivision to the RM of St. Clements. 2, the applicant owner enters into a development agreement with the municipality to address items including but not limited to an engineered road and drainage plan and easement plan for drainage if required, installation and extension of municipal water and sewer system, letter of credit for drainage work and road construction, and D, East Selkirk secondary plan number 14 of 2012, considerations for infill development to include the use of energy efficient directional low level lighting, and an approved landscape plan showing the use of native plant species for landscaping while minimizing the amount of turf grass and ornamental non-native plant species. 3, the applicant owner submits written confirmation from Manitoba Hydro and Central Gas that the easement agreements have been entered into with Manitoba Hydro and Central Gas and respect the existing and or future facilities associated with the subdivision and plan of easement as required by the Real Property Act has been provided. Registration disagreement will be included in the condition of the certificate of approval contact, and then they have to contact Manitoba Hydro. Applicant owner submits written confirmation from Bell NPS that the easement agreement has been entered into with Bell NPS with respect to existing and future facilities associated with subdivision and a plan of easement as required in the Real Property Act. Registration of this agreement will be included as a condition of the final certificate of approval. 5, applicant owner submits written confirmation that approval from the Office of Drinking Water has been required and proposed subdivision as indicated from the Provincial Department of Correspondence submitted on November 12, 2020. Applicant owner obtains all required variances. Applicant owner to dedicate 30-meter wide riparian buffer along Cooks Creek measured inland from the ordinary high water mark, restricting development addressed within the development agreement with the Arm of St. Clement in order to help protect and reestablish functioning riparian areas where there have been altered to help stabilize banks, provide aquatic and wildlife habitat, and protect water quality. That's it, Madam Mayor.
Thank you for that. Okay, we've gone through all the conditions that the applicant is required to meet. So with that, I will ask for a mover for the resolution, please. Councillor Strang, Councillor Boulanger seconds. Any further discussion on this subdivision application? Hearing and seeing none, I will call the question. All those in favor? Opposed? And that is carried. Okay, so that one is done, and basically for now, our meeting is finished. Was there anything else that you wanted to speak to before we adjourn our meeting this evening, or did I miss something?
No, Madam Mayor, we'll adjourn and then we'll close up and then we just have an informal discussion.
Right, you'd like all of council to stay
Stay.
though? Okay. Okay, we are going to adjourn the meeting, and the staff will be leaving, and Deepak would like to speak to council on a couple of other matters.
I'm sorry, Madam Mayor, there was a
Yes.
discussion about in camera about possibly doing a resolution to support the development related with the launch in Grand Marais. If you'd like, we can do it after this, or we can do it on March 2nd afterwards.
If you're prepared to put something together, we can do it today, or if we can leave it till the 2nd, it's just a week away.
Let's do it on the 2nd.
Okay, so we'll do that on the 2nd.
Can we add to
Or we can't add to the 2nd.
Well, I can make a quick heading once, I don't know what, I wasn't listening, I was doing supper. I'll make a quick heading for it. Do you have a resolution in mind? We can fix it tomorrow. I'll put it in here, you guys pass it, I'll fix the resolution.
Okay.
Does that sound good? We'll pass something?
Yes.
Yeah,
just
I
hang
think,
on a second.
Deepak did have some wording there, so we'll just wait for him to
Okay, it's grammar, boat launch, right?
gather his thoughts and go back to what we talked about,
Non-motorized.
non-motorized.
That, resolve that council support a non-motorized boat launch for building sustainable communities application of the Commons Matter.
Okay, can I have a mover for that, please? Councillor Strang, Councillor Horvath seconds. Any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, I'll call the question. All those in favor? Opposed? And that is carried. Okay, so we have no other items to discuss this evening, but as I said, I'm going to ask, we will adjourn the meeting, and stop the recording. So if I could have a resolution to adjourn the meeting, please.
Madam Mayor, resolve the meeting of council be adjourned at 7:50 PM Tuesday, February 23rd.
Can I have a mover, please? Counselor Boulanger, Counselor Sutherland seconds. Any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, I'll call the question. All those in favor? Opposed? And that is carried. Okay, thank you for coming out this evening. We didn't have too many, we did have, oh,
Yeah,
Heather
just-
is going to stop the recording, so.
You got the recording off, you're not, great.
Zoom is off, yeah.
And I'm leaving my Zoom up so we can see Counselor Borbas.
Okay, thank you. The meeting's adjourned, so.
Perfect, thank you.
Yep.